Since the turn of the century, technology has quietly rewritten reality. Things that once belonged to science fiction, artificial intelligence, self-driving cars, virtual worlds, are now part of everyday life. So here's the real question. If the last 30 years changed everything, what will the next 30 years do to us? Today, we're looking ahead to the year 2050 and how technology may redesign how we think, move, learn, work, heal, and even exist. Let's begin. Nanotechnology, when technology enters the human body. One of the most radical transformations expected by 2050 begins at the smallest scale imaginable, nanotechnology. Over the past decades, scientists have already developed nanoparticles used in medicine, electronics, and materials science. But this is just the foundation. Experts believe the future of nanotechnology will involve nanobots, microscopic machines capable of operating inside the human body. Their most disruptive application, the human brain. Through brain-computer interface technology, nanobots could allow the brain to communicate directly with computers, not through screens, not through keyboards, but directly, thought to system. If this technology matures, the implications are staggering. Instant access to information, enhanced memory and learning, problem-solving far beyond biological limits. Phones, calculators, and even laptops could become obsolete. For future students, mathematics may no longer be a universal struggle. For professionals, learning a new skill could be closer to downloading than studying. But this raises an important question. If technology becomes part of our thinking process, where does the human mind end and the machine begin? And while nanotechnology reshapes the human body, another innovation reshapes the physical world around us. 3D printing, from objects to entire environments. 3D printing already exists today, but by mid-century it may be everywhere. Right now, we print tools, prototypes, medical implants, and even houses, but the future points toward large-scale, accessible fabrication. By mid-century, homes could be printed on demand, furniture customized and printed locally, tools and replacement parts created instantly. As open-source 3D printing files continue to expand, manufacturing power shifts from factories to individuals. However, this power comes with consequences. If people can print almost anything, they can also print things that raise ethical and security concerns, such as weapons. Still, the upside is enormous. One of the most ambitious ideas is 3D printed food. If scalable and affordable, food printers could dramatically reduce hunger, especially in regions affected by climate change and supply chain instability. The future of production may not be about ownership, but about access to designs. If you're interested in why and how design and technology quietly shape your future, this channel explores exactly that. Subscribe now, because the world ahead is being designed right now. Medicine, from healing the body to preserving the mind. Few areas will change more dramatically by 2050 than medicine. With advances in AI, genetics, nanotechnology, and brain interfaces, we may move beyond treating illness and towards redefining life itself. One of the most controversial ideas is digital consciousness preservation. If the brain can interface with computers, then theoretically, memories could be recorded, knowledge could be transferred, cognitive patterns could be stored. In extreme scenarios, human consciousness might be uploaded into advanced artificial bodies or digital systems. This wouldn't mean immortality, but it would challenge the finality of death. At the same time, more practical advances are likely. Cancer treatments becoming highly targeted and effective, genetic diseases corrected at the cellular level, personalized medicine becoming standard. The major downside, cost. As with all new technology, life-saving innovations will initially be available only to the wealthy, raising serious ethical questions about access, inequality, and longevity. While medicine extends life, transportation will redefine how we move through it. Transportation, a world without drivers. By 2050, transportation may be almost entirely automated. Self-driving vehicles are already being tested today, and major manufacturers are investing heavily in full automation. The advantages are substantial. Drastic reduction in traffic accidents, vehicles communicating with each other and traffic systems, more efficient traffic flow. With no need to focus on driving, travel time becomes usable time for work, rest, or entertainment. Another transformative development is high-speed transit systems, including underground networks and magnetic levitation transport. Projects like the Hyperloop aim to move people at extraordinary speeds with minimal environmental impact. If widely adopted, this could reduce road congestion, lower emissions, redesign cities around mobility efficiency. Transportation will no longer be about owning a car, but accessing a system. Energy, the end of fossil fuels. Transportation cannot evolve without energy, and by 2050, energy sources will look very different. The pressure from climate change and resource depletion makes one thing clear: carbon-based fuels must be phased out. The future lies in renewable energy: solar, wind, ocean thermal energy, geothermal systems. Innovative companies are already exploring ocean-based power generation, using temperature differences in seawater to generate electricity. If successful, these systems could provide stable, clean energy at scale, reducing global dependence on fossil fuels. Energy may become decentralized, produced locally, and managed by AI systems optimizing efficiency in real time. But even Earth itself may not be the final destination. Space exploration, life beyond the planet. As environmental challenges grow, space exploration is increasingly discussed not just as curiosity, but as contingency. Private companies like SpaceX and Blue Origin are pushing toward reusable spacecraft, permanent lunar bases, and human missions to Mars. By 2050, space tourism could exist for the ultra-wealthy. Research colonies may operate off-world. Resource extraction from space may begin. However, early access will be extremely limited. Space will not be an escape for everyone, but it may redefine humanity's long-term survival strategy. Artificial intelligence, the biggest shift of all. Artificial intelligence may become the most transformative force of the century. Already, AI systems outperform humans in data processing, pattern recognition, and predictive analysis. By 2050, AI may surpass the raw processing power of the human brain. This creates both opportunity and fear. On one hand, medical breakthroughs, scientific discoveries, personalized systems improving daily life. On the other, massive job displacement, entire industries becoming obsolete, ethical concerns about autonomy and control. Estimates suggest up to half of today's jobs may no longer exist by 2050. This doesn't mean mass unemployment, but it does mean radical career transformation. If you want to stay ahead of these changes, understanding them before they arrive, make sure you're subscribed. The future doesn't announce itself, it slowly replaces the present. Education, learning in a post-classroom world. As the job market shifts, education must evolve. By 2050, fully digital schools may be common, physical textbooks replaced entirely, learning personalized through AI tutors. Higher education will likely become predominantly online, with students enrolling globally rather than locally. AI systems may deliver lectures, generate coursework, assess assignments. Education becomes more accessible, but also more automated. The challenge will be preserving critical thinking, creativity, and human judgment in a system optimized for efficiency. The metaverse, a parallel digital life. The concept of the metaverse blends virtual reality, AI, and social interaction into immersive digital environments. By 2050, virtual spaces may include work environments, shopping centers, travel simulations.
Social experiences. People may attend events, vacations, and meetings without leaving home. This raises an uncomfortable paradox. As we become more connected digitally, we may become more isolated physically. Reality may no longer be a single place, but a choice. Money, a cashless, automated economy. Cash usage is already declining, and by 2050, physical money may disappear entirely. Financial systems will rely on digital currencies, AI-driven transactions, and decentralized finance technologies. Even everyday tasks like grocery shopping could be automated. Smart refrigerators may monitor supplies and place orders automatically, eliminating friction but also reducing human decision-making. Real estate, homes that think. Homes in 2050 will be fully intelligent environments, not just smart, but adaptive. Future homes may sense mood and behavior, adjust lighting, temperature, and sound automatically, use holographic displays instead of screens. With advances in brain-computer interfaces, even physical controls like remotes may disappear. The home becomes an extension of the mind. What 2050 really means. Not everything discussed here will come true exactly as imagined. Some ideas may take longer, some may never happen at all. But none of this is impossible. The roots of these technologies already exist. By 2050, the world will not just look different, it will function differently. The real question is not whether technology will change our lives, but whether our social systems, ethics, and values can keep up. So, what do you think? Is this the future we're heading toward, or something even more unexpected? Let me know in the comments. Subscribe for more deep explorations into how design and technology shape everyday life. And I'll see you in the next one.